Gentleman yields back. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes of questioning. Colonel Paris and Mr. Hughes, I appreciate your patience in continuing through this questioning. And I would submit that I think your candor, Colonel Paris, has been very refreshing, and it paints a clear contrast from what was the testimony of the director of the Secret Service yesterday, who's now resigned. But her resignation doesn't resolve a thing. And in fact, the criminal investigation that your department is undertaking, that presumably Butler authorities may be involved in, FBI is undertaking, those don't really resolve anything. They affix criminal liability of someone who's presumably, if they acted alone, is dead. What is the most important issue is we have a national security crisis. We have right now, the only person who's been inactivated, as I understand it, is the sharpshooter who took the perp out. The people who made what appear to be unbelievably horrendous decisions. You can't even imagine. It boggles the mind, the decisions that were made. They're still in place. And we have multiple protectees moving around the country every day. And those same people, I don't even know if they've changed anything about what they're doing. Presumably you would think so, but we don't know that. So I think we need to learn as much as possible from you. I will say as a note of departure, I don't think, from what I've heard, you've made pretty clear the Pennsylvania State Police didn't do anything wrong. I don't know whether Butler County ESU might have done something wrong, so let me bear into that. Okay, all right. But it's clear to me as a bell that Secret Service, and everyone's characterized it as a colossal failure because it's obvious to everyone concerned that that's the case. The two who were, I'm going to get one thing, I understand transpired while I was absent from the hearing for a bit. Do I understand that the two Butler ESU officers who one hoisted the other to the roof line where the crooks turned and leveled the rifle at him, those were two different ESU officers than the ones that originally spotted crooks from the second floor? Is that correct?
So just to be clear, my understanding is the two officers that responded and one hoisted up the second one were not part of Butler ESU. They were two separate municipal officers who were tasked with a different responsibility. I would speculate as an example to say a traffic post or a
Understood.
And they responded. I don't know, again, the specifics as to how they were alerted, but just to be clear, they were two separate. Yes, sir.
Okay. The ESU, the Butler ESU officers who spotted crooks, do I understand correctly they spotted him from the second floor of the AGR building?
That is my understanding, yes, sir.
Okay. Were they posted there in order to maintain overwatch on the roof, or were they generally assigned roving responsibility to be in the vicinity of that building?
I can't answer that, and I would defer to the Secret Service as to what the communication was and the assignment given.
Put that picture of the building up. I see that because I asked for it. I don't even know if I'll fit it in at this point. So that's, you see, so the crooks was on the building directly facing the camera here, and you see the window open to the left. That's the second story of the AGR building where those ESU officers spotted crooks, correct?
That's my understanding.
Okay. Did they advise their senior, their command that they were departing that location to look for crooks? Do you know that?
I do not know, sir.
Why did they stay away from that position for so long? If I understand correctly, the picture of crooks was texted about 20, 25 minutes ahead of the shooting. Is that correct, first of all?
Could you ask me that one more time, sir? I just want to make sure.
Was the picture of crooks that they took, did they take that picture and send it to their command about 20, 25 minutes before the shooting?
What I want to be specific about is when the PSP member in the command post received it, and I believe that's in the vicinity of 20 to 25 minutes, with the caveat prior put on the record about a series of events, not a timeline minute by minute.
So you don't know whether they...
I don't specifically know. I believe the pictures of crooks were taken at some point before that, when he was identified as being suspicious based on my prior testimony from the briefings that I had, because he was...
Okay, I get it. At least we've got a fairly long numbers of minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Why did they not return to that post? Do you know that?
I do not know, sir. My understanding is that there was a very concerted effort at that point to actively search and locate him, and dispel that suspicion.
You mentioned that you have asked for, not received, I don't know if you call it the site plan, but from the Secret Service has not been given to you. Has there been anything else that you've asked for in the course of your investigation that's been denied or made inaccessible to you other than the site plan?
Again, I want to be clear. No, I'm not aware of anything else that we've asked for, and we have not been denied. I just believe we haven't received it yet, so I want to make sure I'm not mischaracterizing that. We asked for it, and we have yet to receive it.
Yeah, we never get denied stuff. We just never get it. My time having expired, I recognize the gentleman from New York, Mr. Lilota.
Thank you, Chairman. Colonel, I want to